Hi friends, I hope you're all having a wonderful week and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today is the perfect day to just cozy up and do a voiceover. I've been working on another build for later this week. It's a big family apartment and I really like it, but it's raining outside and it's just so cozy right now, and it's cold enough now and my apartment is cold, so I can wear a hoodie and I'm just so cozy and just having a good day. So this is what we're doing today, and I hope that you're having a great day too and that you're nice and cozy for this build. And let's get started a little bit. So this build is going to be a renovation of the Raffia Quinta lot. You're gonna have to let me know how to pronounce it, which is in base game in Oasis Springs. It is no longer a base game build. I went all out with all the packs and I really like how it came out. It ends up being a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, I think. And then there's like a little laundry room, if I'm remembering correctly. So some of the clutter, such as in the bedroom and the kids' room, you'll notice when I place it, it's not the same in the screenshots in the uploaded version, but it's only slightly different. It's the same clutter, just placed in different spots, because when I was fixing the roof at the end, because it was kind of a little messed up, the clutter got deleted and I had to replace it in some spots. So if you notice that, that's what happened. And I do... The roof gave me so much trouble. So I ended up messing with it a bit off camera because it was giving, like I said, it was giving me a lot of trouble. It was just because of the way this roof is, it was very frustrating to get it to look the way I wanted, and all the like underneath pieces of the roof, so not the overhang but the other pieces, were missing, and I just had to mess with it a lot. It's not perfect in the end, but I do like the way it came out. I make this house bigger in some spaces but smaller in other spaces, so I think it ends up being roughly the same shape, or the same size, I mean. But over to the right side of the build, from looking at the front of the lot, is the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom, and then the left side is the dining space, the kitchen, and the living room here in the back that I've lowered down or raised up. I can't remember. I think I ended up raising it up, but right now it's lowered down. But I didn't like the way the foundation looked in there, so I ended up raising it instead of lowering it. And then here in this little nook right here, I originally placed a desk, you'll see in a minute, but I do end up pulling that area out a little bit in the back, so it's like 4 tiles instead of 2, and I end up making it like a little laundry room, which I think worked really well with the space. But here we are making the house a little smaller again, and I do end up keeping the same wallpaper but a different shade of it, I think. And I think that it looks nice. I could have probably changed the wallpaper a little bit on the outside more, but I don't know, I liked it. But you'll see in the thumbnail that it looks kind of boring and I kind of wish I changed it, but I like it, so it's okay. And I do start off with this blue door in the front and the back. I think it's the Get Famous door. And you'll notice that I changed the front door to the same swatch but with a white door, but you'll see that the back door is the blue. I do realize later that they don't match and I make them match. But here we are using the Get Famous mid-century modern-y windows, which I think are beautiful. And then this window right here, that single window, ends up being bumped out a little bit. So you'll notice that in the end. And then we only have one window here on this side, which looks a little strange, but it's how it worked on the inside and I wanted to keep it. But here is that roof. You might be able to see that it's kind of missing, but it's hard to see. Right above the door, it's missing a little bit, but we do get this kind of painted brick wallpaper inside, and I think it's really, really pretty. It's not so much brick as it is just painted, but I think that it works in this home. And then we have this big hallway, which is where the desk ends up being, and a bookshelf. We use this Home Chef Hustle tile wallpaper in the kitchen and bathroom, and I think it looks really pretty. We do end up making the entryway 1 tile bigger, or 2 tiles technically bigger, so we can have these island counters hit a wall, and I think that it ended up looking really good and I like it. Oh goodness, I had to yawn. But yeah, so here is where we do use these counters, but I think I changed the swatch to blue. I was really kind of struggling with the colors in here for a bit, but I think that it ends up making sense, and I really like how it came out. The table swatch that I end up using has like an orange edge to it, and there's no other orange in the build, but I liked the blue on it, so I kept it. I think this couch is base game, and then this couch is high school years, and then we get this growing together side table, and then I think we use a base game one over here. Yeah, I think that we keep that one. See, here's where I'm changing the counters to blue and deleting these windows because they just didn't work. And I thought I was going to put a window in here, but I didn't like it, so I didn't leave it. But we do use a lot of blue in this build. It's kind of like a mid-century modern blue home. And I think that it turned out really pretty. I loved this swatch of this painting. I think that it worked so well. And we do keep this lamp, but we move it to the opposite corner from where it's at right now, because it just looked a little cluttered here, and I felt like it fit better over there because there wasn't really anything over there. And then we get a chair and I think a plant maybe, and then we use the frame TV. I thought I was placing it, but I'm not. Where's the frame? Here it is, the frame TV, which I think is so beautiful and just looks so much prettier than like a TV. But I think that it worked. And then I don't remember what curtains we get. Do we use Dream Home Decorator? Yes, we use Dream Home Decorator. And then we get a lamp over here. I built this like a week ago, or renovated this I guess like a week ago. So I'm struggling to remember some of the things I picked, but we'll find out together. And then I do add at the end of the build off camera, I add a couple clutter pieces. So any of the spots that you're looking at and you're like, that looks really empty, why is there no clutter on that? I do go back at the end of the build and add like 4 pieces of clutter, like on the coffee table and the desk. But there's only a couple things, so I didn't feel the need to record it because the build is already done. It was just when I was taking screenshots I realized it was a little bit empty. But here is the dining space. This is the only window right here. We actually delete the window to the left, I believe, and there's only this one window. And we use, I don't remember what chairs we use. Do we use the bowling stuff? No, we don't. What chairs do we use? Do we use the tiny living chairs? We're gonna find out together because I cannot remember for the life of me. And then I thought I was gonna put a table here to kind of make the area feel more full, but I ended up moving the table to the wall to the right and then moving the dining table into the middle of the space. And I think that it worked a lot better and looked really pretty. I did struggle for a minute with these curtains, but it worked out in the end. And then see, here's where I thought I was going to put the desk, but I end up making the space, like I said, a little bigger. And there's the laundry room, and then the desk is in the hallway. And then now we are getting these beautiful cabinets from Home Chef Hustle in here. I thought that they looked really matchy to the counters and really pretty. And you might the sink gets deleted at some point. It does end up in the island, but it does get deleted at some point, and I had to put it back, but I think it looks really pretty. And I can't remember if we use regular countertops or bar countertops. I think we use the regular countertops. Here, see, now you can see this is where the laundry room is going to be. And we get a bookshelf and a plant, and I can't remember what we put on that little table. I think a lamp. Yeah, lamp. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. And then I do get a couple other clutter pieces in the kitchen later, but at this point I was just vibing and kind of trying to get things down and figure out a couple other things. But we get a couple pieces of clutter on this bookshelf, which I love these shelves from going together. They're so pretty. I love that there's 2 of them, so you have different decor on them and you can mix them up. And then this is going to be the entry space, and we get a table, and I do put off camera, like I said, this is one of the spots I put a piece of clutter on. I put the little like receipts and change tray from Everyday Clutter on it, and maybe the phone, but I don't really know, and maybe a plant, I don't know. But I wasn't cluttering it at first because this table is very strange. Not a lot of things clip to it, so I wasn't cluttering it at first because the combination of the weird like clipping, the weird slotting, and then the platform was making things not placed properly. But off camera, I did decide to fiddle with it because it felt empty. And we get this beautiful painting, and I think that looks like really good with all the colors, and it matches. And then here is the clutter in the kitchen, and then I think later I add a cutting board, possibly. There's the fire alarm, which is real life would not make sense to go above the stove, but that's where I put it. And then I think the hallway has the temperature controls, and then or the thermostat, and then here is the one and only bathroom. We have this big double sink over here. We have the growing together shower because it's the best one and it matches the vibe. And then I should have put one of the I feel like I could have put one of the, what are they called, pillars in here on that wall like I have in the walls in the other room, but I think it looks okay like this. I don't think it needs it. I think it still looks pretty. And then we get the, we struggle for a minute with what painting to put, but we end up with the, I want to say Dream Home Decorator painting, I believe. This is when I realized that things were locked and I wanted certain things, so I unlocked it. But Dream Home Decorator painting. It looks so good in here. And then we add curtains, and then later on I add a rug. I don't think I do it right now. And then I think we move on to the infant bedroom. This house is for 2 to 3 Sims, so 1 to 2 parents or guardians, and then 1 infant. And I think that it looks really cute, and it's really, really like a new parent's house now. And I like that idea, and I like how pretty it is. But here you can see the door is not the right color, and it looks a little strange, but I do notice it later and change it to match the front door. We get a rug and a plant, and when I was taking screenshots, this wall looked really, really empty, and I couldn't figure out why I left it empty. And then I realized that a lot of things got deleted, including the door to the main bedroom. So this space looked empty because there was no door. And it was really funny because I could not figure out why. But we end up using a base game bed that I don't think I've ever used, or at least not in a really long time, or probably not in a build. I don't know what that noise was. But I think that the colors worked and the style worked in this home because it's kind of like modern-y. And we get these nightstands from growing high school. I want to say high school years. We struggle for a minute with curtains, but I didn't want to like make the video jagged, so I just left it in. We end up with these base game curtains, and I think they look really pretty. I keep saying so much today. Why am I doing that? We get Dream Home Decorator. Sorry, whoa. I couldn't. I was trying to figure out what they were called for a second, what the name was called for a second, but we get Dream Home Decorator furniture in here, and then some clothes hung up, and then this is the area where some of the clutter gets deleted, so it's a little shuffled around in the screenshots and uploaded version, but it's still the same clutter, just a little different because it got put in my Sims inventory and I had to replace it. But I think it looks really pretty, and I hope that you really like it. How are you guys doing? What are you thinking is going to be the next like Sims pack? Like when or what do you think it'll be? I'm really itching for some new content. I would really just love some new content. I don't know why. Like we just got some like a couple weeks ago, but I just want new content all the time. I'm just a new content person, and I really just want more. But we put up a mirror, and then added some family photo frames, and then now we're working on the infant's room. And I wish in the end that I had put the cloud ceiling paint in here, because I think it would have really, really matched the vibes, because we have a cloud light in the room that I don't know if I place on camera. I think it's in the screenshots, but not on camera. And then we have the cloud rug, and I was really wishing, I had already posted it when I thought of this, but I was really wishing that I'd put the cloud ceiling. I think it would have looked so cute in here, because it's just like this light blue scheme. And I do change the swatch of this off camera because it just didn't really match in the end. But we have a changing table, we have this dresser with some stuff on it, which I think when the baby like in real life, when the baby gets to be able to sit up, you would want to move so they couldn't grab things and pull it in the crib. But when they're when they're new baby, when they're a newborn, I think it's okay. But also in The Sims, it's okay. But here is the laundry space. We just have some light blue washer dryer and some clutter on top of the washer dryer. And the hampers are in here because I think that in game it's easiest to have them in the laundry space. And then out here is the backyard. I said again. We added a pool. I think it fit the space really nicely. I did change the swatch of the fence that was here, but kept the same fence. We get a grill and a trash can and a table and chairs and a floaty in the pool. And then I think the last thing we're gonna do is the landscaping, which is very, very minimal. Very, very, very minimal. I just added some grass and a couple trees and like some lavender maybe. And that's really it. You will notice that once again, the terrain paint glitch has taken me as its victim. The terrain paint that you'll see being done is not the terrain paint in the posted version, but I think the posted version terrain paint turned out better, so I think it's okay. But I really hope that they address that and fix that, because it is very frustrating, especially if you're doing like a bigger lot with lots of landscaping and terrain paint, kind of like my Plant Ant Cottage. That was a very big lot with a lot of terrain paint, and if that had been deleted, I would have cried. But the terrain paint glitch hadn't really hit me yet back then. But here is I keep saying and but today. I'm just having a hard time talking. I'm so sorry. We are adding some landscaping. We just add some grass and some little like lavender looking plants and a couple trees. And then we do the terrain paint and add a mailbox. Do I add a mailbox? I believe I add a mailbox right in front of this. Yep, there you go. Right in front of this fence. But that's really it. I kind of wish I'd put a bench on this front porch space right here under the window. I think that would have looked really cute and maybe made the front of the build less boring, but it's a little late for that. Anyway, I really hope you like this build, this renovation. Let me know if you play in it or put it in your saves. I love you guys so, so much, and I will see you soon. And if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Oh, also this build comes in at 61,246 simoleons, and you could find it on the gallery under AudynRo, AudynRo. Okay, now I'm done. Bye!